the media is already regulated to different degrees throughout the world, and certainly in war times, even Western democracies have censored the media because of the international security issues. But my own belief is that a government that claims to be based around a democratic society needs extensive debate amongst the citizenry. And this isn't just a British or American phenomenon. I think it can suit other cultures as well, because there are strong traditions of truth-telling within other cultures. So I think it's a step too far for governments to start censoring the media and having censors sit in on newspaper offices and only producing sunshine news, because it leaves too much chance for wrongdoing within government, within a regime, when that happens, because the public really does need enough information about their government to be able to decide whether it's worth supporting.
Right now in New Zealand there's a bit of a constitutional reform movement going on, and calls to enshrine the Treaty of Waitangi and the Bill of Rights Act as a written binding constitution. How do we sort of have to be careful when we're creating a sort of a binding constitution in terms of ensuring media freedom?
Well, I think it's up to New Zealand citizens to decide what their constitution should contain. It's not up to an Australian outsider to tell people of another country what their constitution should contain. But I really respect the fact that within the Bill of Rights Act, free expression has a place. And of course, so do other rights, and often free expression is in contest with those other rights, and courts and politicians need to decide which should take precedence. But it gets even more protection and more entrenched in the law if it's part of a constitution or an amendment to a constitution, as we've seen through the US experience with its First Amendment. So as a free expression or a free media advocate, I'm delighted to see a Western democracy like New Zealand at least consider entrenching free expression in its constitution.
And finally, where can we go forward in terms of a media watchdog to hold the media to account, but still ensure that the media is free?
Well, we already have many mechanisms to control the media, and we have actually hundreds of laws in all of those countries that are looking at this new regulator. Hundreds of laws controlling media operations in one way or another, right through suppression orders, defamation actions, contempt of court actions, all sorts of things, privacy laws. So it's not like people need more laws to control the media. I'm very suspicious when any Western democracy starts proposing more media regulation in an era where there is so much publishing from beyond those countries' borders into those countries via new media that they are really setting up a two-speed regulatory system. A system for their own domestic media, and then those from beyond those borders have all sorts of license to say what they like, and that's not a good thing for the local industry. What I'd prefer to see in these countries, rather than a new regulator with all sorts of controls, are better supported mechanisms for the citizens to make use of the existing laws. So one of the major problems, say, with defamation law is that the media might say something particularly nasty about someone and absolutely get it wrong, but that person doesn't have the means to be able to pursue the action. So I could see such a body without actual control over the media, but funding legal actions using the other laws when there's been something particularly nasty said about somebody who can't afford to sue.